ready. You have the passport to go, but you need a visa to eventually land a place where you can start working. And that is the campus to corporate journey, which has a gap, which most of us have identified over time, but very few have come forward to say, let me take the pledge to bring these young folks together, train them, groom them, nurture them, for them to be fit and perfect to take on the jobs of a corporate world and different business challenges to be resolved. This is where we believe we are going to bell the cat. There are few who have started it, but then most of that has centered around metropolis because of the perceivable infrastructure, the kind of educational institutions and others. However, we were all blindfolded in terms of looking beyond what we are so used to seeing every day. Now when you come around to seeing places like Nellai, I think, right, as Tirunelveli, you start to believe, and people have said, it's Oxford of South. Really? 300 institutions in arts, science and engineering disciplines. Wow, that's what was, something which you look for when you go for a knowledge industry like IT industry, where you need people with a basic background. They have done certain extent of studies. This is the dream which now we believe is coming true as a first step towards here in this center. Just to give you the other aspect of it, last few years the pandemic changed completely the whole view of how we were looking at the businesses, how it is to be run. We were all stereotyped in looking at office as a place where everybody has to be, everybody has to come at a particular time, work to, and then go back. And that completely changed overnight. When all the offices were shut down, all the people were asked to go home. How long can a business sustain without having got people to work? So they started to tell people, can you work from home? That's how the home office started to come into as a concept. Not that it's anything new. In the Western countries, many people opt for working from home. But that was never so prevalent as it started to happen suddenly overnight. What did it teach us? It said there are different ways to accomplish the goal, and don't just go the conventional way. The other part of it was, and then a lot of people started moving from home office in metros to their hometowns. Why? Because it's a lot more cheaper to be with their parents, and again socially better connected with relations, and you get the best of both worlds. This is what opened the eyes for many of us, where we said, if that's possible, why not let's open a center in the hometowns of several of these kind of places where people are available. You take them and you start to train them and you make them fit to take on to the business. The other aspect which happened was, globally, most of the brick and mortar companies, many of the governments, wherever, including in India, we started to see huge transformation because you're not allowed to meet person to person. How do we go about? Several, personally, I started to see, birth certificate of my grandchild had to be applied online and you get it back within few days. That was completely unbelievable few years back. So what is happening is digital transformation across the globe, as well as so much in India. You need lots and lots of people for us to get that support, and for us to get such people who will transform this world to a digital world. And that's where we
but just the EV is connected, we will be directly. I can share YouTube link to that. I think it's free now. Let me just check it
Right. Everybody can do opposite. I think that is what we are trying to do. Okay. So we want to build a workforce which is very motivated, right? Give the opportunity and potential to all of you have. And unleash this potential, our dreams. God has made everybody's equal. It's just that water is off in the right? Right off.
அடுத்தது லைவா ஒருத்தங்க வர போறாங்க. ரொம்ப முக்கியம், நீங்கள்லாம் ஒரு ஆரக்கிள் சென்டர். இது வந்து 3i இன்ஃபோடெக் ஆரக்கிள் சென்டர். இந்தியா கண்ட்ரி ஹெட் திரு விவேக் குப்தா இப்போ உங்களோட நேர்காணல் நேரொலியில் பேச போறாரு. லைவ் ஆடியோ with Mr. Vivek Gupta, country head, Oracle India.
Vishal?
Yes, I'm just checking.
Nilesh is saying that I'm being introduced, but I don't know what you guys are.
Yes, you will be live in few seconds. Just a second.
Sir, you're live already. Welcome to Tirunelveli.
Yes. You are live now.
Okay, so again, first of all, I would like to thank the 3i team for inviting me to speak at this inauguration and launch. I would have loved to be there in person, but hopefully I'll get to visit the COE at some point in time. We have a great relationship with 3i, and we are building on multiple initiatives right across the platform, whether it is SaaS, PaaS, or infrastructure as service. So it's a great opportunity, and we are very, very excited for 3i to be showing commitment around Oracle. Even for the people who are also joining the team out there, you should be very, very excited, because cloud is a $1 trillion industry in making. There is huge opportunity that companies such as 3i have, but at the same time, each one of you who are joining the team as the launch team have a great opportunity not only to learn, but also to go and deliver value to our joint customers. So I'm very, very excited to be for this partnership. We are very excited, and we are fully committed to 3i. And more importantly, we are jointly committed in delivering success for our joint customers. Thank you very much.
May please
இன்ஃபோடெக் நிறுவனத்தின் திறப்பு விழாவுக்கு வருகை புரிந்துள்ள உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய இனிய மாலை வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துள்ளேன். I was just wondering, I was just going through this invitation as to whether I can pick up some cues or some kind of a hints from this invitation card. And what struck me was the second last line, which said Tiliconveli Tech Park near Government Engineering College, Tirunelveli. Why that's important? Because across the world, if you look at innovation or startups, it's always been, the hotbed has been campuses. If you look at the curriculum vitae of Sergey Brin and Larry Page, who are they? Any idea? Sergey Brin and Larry Page. Any idea? Yaar theriyuma? Have they become out here? I think Sundar Pichai overtook Sergey Brin and Larry Page. They are the founders of Google. Okay. So Sergey Brin and Larry Page are the founders of Google. If you look at their curriculum vitae, you would notice that they were doing, one of them was doing a PhD from Stanford University. Stanford University என்பது உலகத்திலேயே புகழ்பெற்ற ஒரு பல்கலைக்கழகம், one of the best universities in the world. It says unfinished, not completed. Why did they not finish it? They started Google. They could not finish their PhD because they started Google. So if you look at across the world, all the startups, there is an institution or there is an academic hotspot which is always synced with the innovation ecosystem, and I'm happy that Government Engineering College principal and staff is also here. I think that's the striking point, and often it's been repeated here that Oxford of the South is Palayamkottai or Tirunelveli in general. But then I think we miss a point often that it is not because of the number of colleges. நிறைய காலேஜ் இருக்க காரணத்தினால மட்டும் it is not called the Oxford of the South. Inclusivity. India's one of the first blind school is in Tirunelveli. One of the first deaf and dumb school is in Tirunelveli, Palayamkottai. It is not because we have 200 colleges, so we are called the Oxford of the South. It is because of the inclusive nature. One of the first women colleges, women exclusive schools for girls are in Tirunelveli. These are the reasons why Tirunelveli has always been in the forefront of Kalviya irundhalum seri, Thiran saarnda irundhalum seri. Tirunelveli is always, at the national level also we have always the flair for Tirunelveli. On that note, let me just recollect my days. Campus to corporate. Final year padikumbodhu, how many of you are engineers? Okay, I am at home. Thank you. Nanu engineer da. So I think I'm happy. I'm at home and I'm comfortable. எந்த ஊர்ல போனாலும் எங்க ஸ்பீச் போனாலும் பாதி பேர் engineers தான். அதனால ஈஸியா பேசலாம், ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. You're able to understand our language. So I think most of you, I was also in my final year of college. I did my engineering from NIT Tiruchirappalli. After that, all of you would have this confusion. Nama tech company ponama. How many of you are mechanical engineers? One da irka. Okay, fine, good. Okay, so I'm slightly away. How many of you are computer science, electronics? Okay, circuit branches da adhigama irukku. Okay, fine. Anyways, so after your final year, you're always confused what to do. Nalla vela vena adula vai maatra karuthe illa. Ana nalla vela என்பதுக்கு definition நமக்கு தெரியாது. Final year படிக்கும்போது people say, okay, நம்ம brand வெச்சு போவோம். Okay, இது company best. Or nalla pay பண்ணக்கூடிய company. Obviously, all of us in the final year of college, nobody knows what is a good career for us. We are confused with so many alternatives. But what I see as an important ray of hope here is that in the global scheme of things, the only disruption probably at a scale, entire world, ulagam fulla after the Second World War would be COVID. I hope to remove this 2.5 years ago. Almost March 2020, I thought, okay, it's just one mask and a mask put even now I cannot remove this. I'm stuck with this mask for the last 2.5 years. So the only global disruption after the Second World War is probably the 3 waves of COVID, and hopefully we should not hit the 4th wave. Numbers are going up, but hopefully we shouldn't hit a 4th wave. So what has happened in the last 2 years is phenomenal. It shows the resilience of mankind. We thought, okay, everything is coming to an end. There were so much of obituaries written on the globalization coming to an end. Everything is coming local. But I think we have adapted, rightly pointed out here by the earlier speakers, that we moved into something called the hybrid model. No longer the brick and mortar. Move into a hybrid mode of working. And I think this is here to remain a long time. I think this is the mode of working that is here to stay. And more importantly, what I figured out was during our second wave of COVID, இரண்டாவதே உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் தெரியும், மிக கடுமையாக பாதிக்கப்பட்ட ஒரு ஊர் நம்ம ஒரு திருநெல்வேலி மாவட்டம். கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு ஆக்சிஜன் கிரைசிஸ்னு சொல்லக்கூடிய அளவு கூட நம்ம மாவட்டம் சந்திக்கக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலை இருந்துச்சு. இருந்தாலும் என்னை பொறுத்தவரையில் நெல்லை மக்கள், உலகம் எங்கும் இருக்கக்கூடிய நெல்லை மக்கள் supported the district administration. On that note, I would like to thank the sons of the soil and daughters of the soil. I'm proud to say that after Chennai, we got maximum ஊர் நம்ம ஒரு திருநெல்வேலி மாவட்டம் கிட்டத்தட்ட லைவ் போட்டா சரி ஓகே. So the entire global Nellai fraternity came forward and supported the government and the district administration in particular. We received oxygen concentrators in large numbers. So this giving back to the society, I think, increased after the COVID second wave. I could see a lot of people now connecting back to the soil, wanting to give. நம்ம ஏதாவது செய்யணும், நம்ம ஊருக்காக ஏதாவது செய்யணும், அப்படி ஒரு feeling is coming in large numbers, and it's a good thing. And from the government side, one of the speakers spoke about that Tirunelveli did not have a disruption in the last 5 years. I'm happy to hear that. On that note, would like to announce that already it's announced by the Honorable CM, but even as a reiteration that innovation hubs in Tamil Nadu, 2 locations have been identified, which will be shortly inaugurated. This has been announced in the budget. One is in Madurai and second is in Tirunelveli. So this is as part of the
Tamil Nadu Startup Mission. So Startup Innovation Hub will be set up in Tirunelveli and Madurai. So all these ecosystem, it's like connecting the dots. You have an inauguration of a company here. We're talking about campus to corporate. We're talking about skilling. We're talking about the future. We're talking about Oracle cybersecurity operations, edge and the cloud. We're talking about SaaS. We're talking about micro SaaS. So a lot of the ecosystem keywords are coming together, and I see a really bright future. And a couple of more things about Tirunelveli is which is not mentioned. I mean, everybody knows about the cultural legacy and the rich heritage of this land, but then it's also a clean tech, clean city. In the sense, if you look at air quality ambient indexes, we are one of the cleanest in this region, and we would continue to promote Tirunelveli as a clean tech destination, non-polluting and in a clean tech way. Yesterday was another momentous moment for Tirunelveli with the Tata Power signing an MOU in presence of the Honorable Chief Minister. So one of the biggest solar photovoltaic cell, solar PV manufacturing facility is going to come up in the Gangaikondan Sipcot Industrial Estate, for which the MOU has been signed, and as a Tata's entry into Tirunelveli in a very big way. All this looks bright for the youth, I would say, job opportunities. But then just a word of caution, a job is not the end of the it's a big thing to get a job right after the your college days. But then what you should keep in mind is, how do I give back to the society? It's very important. I worked in the United States for almost a year. I was a risk analyst. I worked in a Fortune 500 company. But then the sense of satisfaction, this is my 10th year in the government, and almost and I would say the sense of satisfaction of giving back to the society in whatever little ways. It could be, it need not be as a government official alone. It can be in multiple ways. I think that giving back to the society and the commitment to your own space where you come from, I think that's very important. I wish all of you, you were all referred to as butterflies, and all of you said I am the butterfly. Very good. All of you are butterflies, so keep flying. On that note, wish you all a good luck, and the district administration will continue to support all the endeavors and for the youth development as well as for the skilling space. The only request on my side from the Nure Park is Tirunelveli being a tier 2, or you can even call it a tier 3 city by infrastructure standards, please reach out to the far-flung rural areas. கிராம பகுதிகளில் இருக்கக்கூடிய மாணவர்களுக்கான அவங்களுடைய லாங்குவேஜ் வச்சு நீங்க ஜட்ஜ் பண்ணாதீங்க. ஐ மஸ்ட் சே தட் ஒன் ஆஃப் தி brightest some of the brightest minds come from the rural areas. Recently we've just started an initiative for rural students kaha or IIT coaching we have started. We took the students to the IIT Madras campus just as an exposure visit. My only request is reach out to the far-flung rural areas. அங்கே இருக்கக்கூடியவங்களுக்கு வாய்ப்பு கொடுக்கணும். லைக் ஐ செட், திருநெல்வேலி இஸ் நோன் ஃபார் இன்க்ளூசிவிட்டி. காது கேட்காதவருக்கு ஒரு பள்ளிக்கூடம், கண் பார்வையற்றோருக்கு ஒரு பள்ளிக்கூடம், அதே போல ரூரல் ஏரியாஸ் இருக்கக்கூடிய மாணவிகளுக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பு அளிக்க வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரே ஒரு இது சொல்லி உங்களுக்கு எல்லோருக்கும் என்னுடைய வாழ்த்துக்கள் தெரிவித்துக்கிறேன். ஐ விஷ் யூ ஆல் தி வெரி பெஸ்ட். தேங்க்யூ.
For a very enlightening speech. We commit to you. We will give back. We will give back to society. We do commit to you. We have a guest here with us, a very important guest, Mr. Prabhakaran, who is the owner of this facility that he has offered for us to use. Namlode in the Nure Park, ungalode koodam avar koduthathu. Let us listen to him and thank him.
Am I live? Can I go? Yes. எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். இந்த ஒரு கிராண்ட் இனாகுரேஷன் அப்போ என்னால் நேரில் இருக்க முடியலங்கிறது ஒரு சந்தோஷமான ஒரு வருத்தம். எப்படின்னு சொன்னா 25 வருஷம் நான் யூஎஸ்ல இருக்கிறேன். ஆனா ஒவ்வொரு நாளும் திருநெல்வேலியை பத்தி நான் நினைக்காத நாளே கிடையாது. இன்னைக்கு ஒரு பொன்னான நாள். உங்க எல்லாரோடையும் லைவ்ல செய்யறதுல ரொம்ப ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். I'm honored and privileged to be part of this grand inauguration of 3A Infotech Center of Excellence for Cloud and Cyber Security. Vishnu sir, thanks for your time and உங்களோட ஸ்பீச் நான் லைவ் பார்த்தேன். வெரி டச்சி. உங்களை மாதிரி டிசிபி ஸ்ரீனிவாசன் சார் மாதிரி ஒரு ஆளுமைகள் திருநெல்வேலிக்கு கிடைக்கிறது வந்து ஒரு வரப்பிரசாதம். இன்னைக்கு நமக்கு இன்னொருத்தர் அதுல கிடைச்சிருக்கிறாரு. மதிப்புக்குரிய தாம்சன், குளோபல் சிஇஓ அண்ட் எம்டி ஆஃப் 3A Infotech. Thank you very much for bringing this opportunity for the most needy people, sir. My special thanks and appreciation for Micrographio Tier 2, Tier 3 initiative-ல கம்பெனிஸ்க்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி அவங்கள குயிக்கா லான்ச் பண்ண வைக்கிறது. இந்த இனிஷியேட்டிவ் வந்து within 90 days it happened and big thank you and appreciation for Santosh sir and Jason sir, specific to Karthik and Sundar on the ground in executing. My special thanks to Tiliconveli team, Sean and Lalita. நமக்கு சிவகாசின்னு சொன்னா பட்டாசுன்னு ஞாபகத்துக்கு வரும். திருப்பூர்னு சொன்னா கார்மெண்ட்ஸ், நாமக்கல்னு சொன்னா முட்டை, திருநெல்வேலின்னு சொன்னா அல்வா அருவான்னு சொல்றாங்க எல்லாரும். We have to make a change. My vision is to change that. Tiliconveli ன்னு சொன்னா Silicon Valley. We are a global tech workforce. அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு சேஞ்சை கொண்டு வரணும் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு தான் Tiliconveliன்னு பெயர் வச்சு இன்னைக்கு ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம். One of the greatest proud moment today for having a public company with 5,000 plus employees come and start their operation in Tirunelveli. We are here to transform Tirunelveli together. அது மாத்திரம் இல்லை, இது வந்து விஷ்ணு சார் சொன்ன மாதிரி இட்ஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் ஜாப் கிரியேஷன், இட்ஸ் நாட் ஜஸ்ட் கிவிங் பேக், இட் இஸ் கிரியேட்டிங் அன் ஈகோ சிஸ்டம். இது மூலமா, இந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிரியேட் பண்றது மூலமா we are helping the local workforce. அவங்களோட ஃபேமிலி கூட இருக்க முடியும். More than that, they also help and support the agriculture, which is the rural fabric, the fabric of India. Like Tirunelveli, any other place, a lot of initiative should happen. 30 வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி இந்தியாவில் வந்து 3,000 ஐடி ஒர்க் ஃபோர்ஸ் தான் இருந்தாங்க. இன்னைக்கு 3 மில்லியன் ஐடி ஒர்க் ஃபோர்ஸ் ஆல் ஓவர் இந்தியா இருக்கிறாங்க. This is 1,000 times growth. Similarly, திருநெல்வேலியிலும் இன்னும் 5-10 வருஷத்துல several thousand, maybe 50-100,000 tech workforce will come and we can create that. இன்னைக்கு உள்ள ஸ்டாட்டிஸ்டிக்ஸ்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா சென்னையில போய் ஒர்க் பண்ற டெக் ஒர்க் ஃபோர்ஸ்ல 25% சவுத் டிஸ்ட்ரிக்ட்ல இருந்து, ஸ்பெசிபிக்லி இந்த திருநெல்வேலி, தூத்துக்குடி, கன்னியாகுமரி, மதுரைக்கு இந்த பக்கம் 25% இருக்காங்க. Having a global workforce, having an opportunity like 3A Infotech to come and create cloud and cyber security will bring a lot of these bright minds back to home. Because நிறைய பேருக்கு இந்த கோவிட் வந்து நிறைய சேஞ்ச் பண்ணிருக்கு. It's accelerating this transformation. So we are here to help and support for your expansion. என்னோட வியூல 50,000 ஜாப் திருநெல்வேலியில் கிரியேட் பண்றது வந்து it is not a dream, it is realistic. It's not just a vision, it is realistic. Every year 50,000 graduates coming out of the south district colleges. இதுல இருந்து ஒரு 5,000-10,000 பேர் வருஷத்துக்கு கிரியேட் பண்ணா கூட 50,000 பேர் கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியும். But in my view, Tiliconveli will act as a hub not only for tech transformation, but using tech transform agriculture, using tech transform healthcare, using tech even support government initiatives. So this will act as an ecosystem by having and creating the job opportunities here. I am confident, 100% and more confident that the workforce here, again I want to quote Vishnu sir, rural workforce ன்னு சொல்லிட்டு கம்யூனிகேஷன் கம்மியா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்காதீங்க. I came from Kila Ambur, ஒரு பஞ்சாயத்து ஸ்கூல்ல படிச்சுட்டு today I'm addressing thousands of CEOs in US. We will learn, we will work hard, we will exceed your expectation. That's what I learned. Sir, you believe in us, and we believe in you. Together, we make this journey a lot more bigger and better. Adu matram illa. I'm 100% sure this will be the top profit center for 3A Infotech. For any of your expansion in association with Micrographia, we will help and support and expand this opportunity to more. This is the starting of that new initiative. Once again, thank you very much. And உங்க எல்லாரையும் நான் நேர்ல வந்து பார்த்து in person நான் thank you சொல்றேன். Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Prabhakaran. That was a great speech, and I just take a few minutes. It's not very surprising to know that we both are from the same alumni, NIT Trichy. So I am little senior to him. I studied in REC Trichy, that became NIT later when he studied. So I would like to have an interactive section in the sense like you can ask the collector a few questions. Maybe I'll just go back to the students maybe. And anyone can ask any questions in any language, right? So I'm sure he will be open to answer them, right? Any requests? Yeah. Thank you. Otherwise, you can share your experience of your time over here in the soft skills so far, and how you came here and how you have been groomed in the last few weeks. And I'll just pick and choose randomly. Yeah. Pinky, ponky. Yeah. You go ahead. Yeah.
Myself, Hudson Paul Raj. First of all, thank you for giving me opportunity to say in front of your honorable collector and 3 dignitaries. We have been trained here for the past 1 month. We have started our training from June 6th. From 6th, we can't believe 3 Infotech have got a great source in all facilities, from accommodation, transportation, from basically, as you said, we are all from village streets, especially now Gramat Payan. When entry, our trainers from the first day of entry, Prakash even said, and Joki, our trainers also here. Guys, you can do it. Guys, you can do it. So only motivation quotes they remind every time. Ungalala mudiyo, don't fear. You can. It's the only profitable words they can speak. Especially while meeting yesterday, Shilpa Pai, she also told, language is not a barrier for your guys. It's a communicating and translating others. If you understand means nothing worry for you. You can do it. She motivated a lot. So 3 dignitaries motivates us a lot, and they provide all the dignities like accommodation, food, transportation, in all our needs. They are supporting us a lot. So definitely, especially our CEO, Mr. Thompson Hanam said, especially the centers for only 3 areas, like 3 districts like Tirunelveli, Tuticorin, and Kanyakumari. We are looking in these 3 areas with the peoples only, and he quoted one quotes beautifully. I like this quotes. He said, people working in US, UK will tell that the Tirunelveli team is working so good. So I want to get some people from those region. The quotes was told by Thompson. So I assure you, like we are the butterflies, we will reach a great heights surely. So thank you for giving the opportunity. Thank you.
Thanks, Hudson. That was nice, and thanks a lot for all your good words, right? So, since nobody asked a question, I do have a question for the honorable collector, right? So what are the facilities which we will be getting from you? It's a selfish question. Maybe what are the kind of support which we can expect from you?
வேற எந்த ஊர்லும் இல்லாம நல்ல தண்ணி கொடுத்துரும், தாமிரபரணி தண்ணி. ஓகே, நீங்க தூத்துக்குடி போனா உங்களுக்கு இதுதான் லைஃப் லைன். விருதுநகர் வரைக்கும் நம்ம தான் தண்ணி கொடுத்துட்டு இருக்கோம். ஓகே, ஸோ ஐ திங்க் நம்பர் 1 பேசிக் ஆஃப் elixir of life is water. So I think that's very important. Second, I said 3i Infotech, for that matter, any corporate for that matter, thrives on your HR capital, human resources capital. I don't think you will get a better human talent than Tirunelveli. I don't think anything else the government needs to do. Iduve podume. You will getting pure drinking water. You're getting top quality talent, which is in fact thriving the entire. Like I said, a lot of the corporate top management who are Tamilians, who are heading global companies, they all have roots in Tirunelveli. Some of the major conglomerates, big conglomerates, is from Tirunelveli, or their native is from roots back to Tirunelveli. So I think over and above that, like I said, on a serious note, Tamil Nadu government is seriously contemplating and establishing innovation hubs, like I said. that is going to be the hotspot. Like I said, how Silicon Valley is based out from the California, Stanford, and other academic institutions. I'm sure this connecting the dots on the ecosystem, the government is going to be an active player in the coming days, and this global ecosystem innovation hub that we are setting up, along with we are also talking in discussion with Anna University and government engineering colleges, set up what is called the ITNT hubs, technology innovation hubs. It's a hub and spoke model that we are exploring. So definitely, I think value addition for your skill development is something the government is committed to, and we will give our 100%.
Hello, hi, a great good evening to an adult present here. This is Soumya here, and today I will be sharing my experiences in pre-infotech on this special occasion in front of the Honorable District Collector. So, but first of all, I would like to thank my employers and my fellow volunteers who consider me as a part of 3A, and I will be feeling very proud and overwhelming to be the part of this 3A family. So, I still remember my first day of my internship. I just carrying a little bit of knowledge about my organization and a little bit of confidence which was enforced into me by my employers. I literally actively participated in all the activities. But as a physically challenged, for me it's more challenging to cope up with some of the strange situations. But at the very first day, they allowed for me as its very pinnacle, especially from Mr. Prakash Sundrajan, which made me feel that I wasn't returning enough for what I was receiving today. So the expression of my face from what I did, small things in my activities, I just felt for the very first time I had accomplished something on my own. So for the past 1 month, I'm going through such a soft skill training in 3 Food Tech. The reason for the training was just to assemble us and us like the professionals and to communicate in English easily and effectively. And it also emphasizes some of the significance involving such as tension, stagnations, and pitching while speaking like that. Then the session also conducts some of the personal development activities too, which helped me to gain understanding about some of my life-changing skills. It primarily focuses on some of the most important aspects such as leadership skills, mainly goal settings and effective communications too. Then through my soft skill training, I was able to identify my vulnerable places that involved some of the improvement as well as some of the casual changes to be needed in my lifestyles. So I ensure that this soft skill training will be more profitable, and the upcoming future, the upcoming years might be fruitful and enjoyable for every one of us. So my time in 3A will be most enlightening for me, and I had a great deal of time with my colleagues as well. So everyone in my organization, our organization has a hands behind to bring the success of our organization 3A Infotech. So by only working together only we can get a success on, right? So I wish that you should all do our extreme best to take our organization forward. So before sum up, I would like to convey that my words may inspire you, but your actions might create some changes, right? So thank you for being a patient listener. Thank you.
Hey, that was great. Yeah, really do appreciate it. So over to you.
Thank you, Soumya. That was beautiful, truly touching. And based on what you said about your future, I'm going to call upon our very own Seshadri Krishna, also fondly known as Sax Krishna, to come and talk about building the future. உங்களோட எதிர்காலத்தோட கட்டமைப்பு என்னெல்லாம் பண்ண போறோம், என்னெல்லாம் படிக்க போறீங்க, திரு சேஷாத்ரி கிருஷ்ணா.
இன்னைக்கு ஒரு historical moment, I think. We'll talk more about that as I explain, but இங்க வந்திருக்க எல்லாருக்கும் இந்த historical moment ஷேர் பண்றதுக்கு என்னோட மனமார்ந்த வணக்கம். future really looks bright because of what we went through the last 2.5 years. Pandemic நிறைய விதத்துல ஒரு different wayல transform பண்றதுக்கு, because of which the opportunities in the world are seeking newer technologies. So there's unlimited opportunity, I think, for technical workforce which understands technology and is able to translate that to supporting customers' needs. So now let me talk about what the market is and where you're going to go and where you're going to help build the future for our customers, for 3i Infotech, and for yourself. So we are leveraging many future waves of technologies. One of the first things we did was, historically, IT services companies have always put applications. Obviously, applications as the focus. Everything else came as a dependence on applications. We are trying to disrupt that by saying cloud is the first citizen. Cloud is the lens. Cloud is the focus that we will use, or the companies need to use, and therefore we will use to transform digital needs of companies. That is why we are here, because this is all about cloud, and on top of cloud it's about Oracle. Like you heard from the transform to cloud. The key thing about Oracle is that it is a corporate database of many companies, many large corporations. So replacement of the customer. But they'll need help to transform into cloud. Another reason why we put the focus of Oracle in this center, this is the first such center, I believe, even in the Oracle world probably, where in a tier 2 or tier 3, as respected collector said, that this is happening. So that's why it's historic, and being part of that historic movement of the first batch and the second batch of Nure Park, I congratulate you, I celebrate you, and I wish you really, really, really the best. Our ambitions of growth are quite aggressive. If any of you have followed us publicly, you will know that we've made our ambitions very public, that we want to be $1 billion organization, not so far in the future. To get there, we'll need multiple channels, multiple technologies that are being developed, adopted, and used for helping our customers. Some of them will be cognitive computing, 5G, AI, ML, metaverse. These are the technologies that we are investing in. So after you graduate, once you start working on your first few engagements, imagine the possibility of where you can laterally and vertically transform yourself from a technology platform perspective. It's important that you understand what the world offers, what the world of 3i Infotech will offer you, and then the world outside will offer you. While our ambitions are clear and aggressive, we also wanted to connect that ambition of growth to a bit of a social cause, to give it back to society. How can we help students and workforce that is yet to be tapped in cities like Tirunelveli or districts like Tirunelveli, and connect them to those opportunities? So that's the reason, another reason why we are here in Tiliconveli, and why this is one of our first centers of this template. We are trying to create this as a template. You are the first recipients of the template. You are the first participants of the template. So absolutely be proud. 3 years from now, there will be hundreds and hundreds of graduates like you coming out of other centers, but you'll still be the first batch and second batch. Right? So that gives you more exposure in terms of new technology areas, new opportunities. Like somebody said, don't go by the language. Absolutely. Intellectual quotient comes from multiple factors, and some of the limiting factors could be language. Language is a skill. It can be learned. You don't have to be born with it. I speak 5 languages. That's because it's not difficult to learn a language. Right? If you apply yourself to it, if you pay a little bit of attention, and if you learn from other people who are speaking that language, it's possible. Right? So language is not the barrier, guys. What is barrier, if at all, is limitation of thinking. If you think that you can do it, you will do it. The thought starts to, it's a nanosecond switch. Sometimes I tell in my coaching classes, it's a nanosecond switch. Nano, you understand. It's a small switch inside your brain. That's all you need to do. Flick it. and you are on a path of what you want to be. Right? All we wanted to do was create this, somebody said, palam between the campus and the corporate. We wanted to create that bridge. We wanted to create that opportunity. And I'm so glad to see you all so enthusiastic. And I'm so glad to learn more about Tirunelveli. I knew I am a HCL product, so I work very closely with Shiv Nara. So I knew that he was from Tirunelveli and Coimbatore. But I learned much later that many other industrialists and industrial houses come from this. There must be something to do with the soil and the good water that you supply to all the neighboring areas. So with that said, wish you all the best, and Nandri, Vanakkam.
That was our Chief Growth Officer, Mr. Seshadri Krishna. Growth அப்படின்னா என்ன வளர்ச்சி. இனிமே 3 cheers to our Nuvas towards growth. 3 cheers Nuvas. அடுத்ததாக I call upon Mr. Nilesh Gupta to talk about how Nure Park is going to emerge. What is going to come out of Nure Park? இது எதற்கான ஆரம்பம்? இன்னொரு கண்ணோட்டம்.
Thank you. I hope the screen is seen. Okay, great. Vanakkam. Yeah, the reason why I started with Vanakkam is that I am a citizen of Tamil Nadu. I was born in Chennai, spent first 6-7 years in Chennai and then moved out. So somewhere there's a blood of Chennai in me to bring me back out here, back to you as well. Now, the dignitaries told a lot of things out here, and makes me less to tell the same thing again. But I'm a pictorial guy. I represent something to showcase to you so that it's easier for me to explain and easier for us to also understand. If you go to the next slide, as Sachs said, as Mr. Vishnu said, and a lot of other dignitaries also said, the world has changed. And I always believe that crisis leads to opportunities. If you have a crisis in hand, will lead to an opportunity with a good out of the crisis. And this is what we're trying to do out here as part of the Nure Park. And the last 2 years alone has immersed a lot of opportunities where anyone can work from anywhere, right? And we have seen the largest chunk of disruption happening in any vertical across is the vertical where you have come from today, is education vertical, which was a completely an offline education has become a completely online education the last 2 years. My daughter, I have 2 girls, and they have been going through a school 9 to 4, and today they have been doing school 9 to 4 again from online, right? So I've seen an education industry completely transforming into an online, and this is what the world has been changed into. The language you see in other than English on top, the title is direct translation from Google, so I hope it's correct. If not, I can write to Mr. Sundar Pichai and tell that the translation is not right. Right, so this is where the world has changed, and this is where we are addressing. You and us put together will address these kind of solutions, the kind of solutions we're building in out here with Oracle COE, with cybersecurity solutions, with automation, with application development, with AR, VR. So these are the kind of things which we're going to develop together and support the corporate worlds of the global organizations across the regions as well. If you go to the next slide, we're also talking about in terms of, if you see the down name, it's Priya's life. The Priya madam is here. Right? So it could be anybody's life for that matter. Now, if you see from morning 7:30 a.m. to the time we go to bed, in next few years, we're already involved in kind of attached to technology, so on and so forth. I got exposed to a mobile when I was maybe 22, 23 years old. My younger daughter got exposed to mobile before she came into this world itself. Right, and today she does not eat food, drink water, or whatever it is without watching a TV and etc. and so on and so forth. So this is the world we're going to move into, where everything is going to be digital enabled, digital transformed, digital living, and so on and so forth. And this is where it's going to be part of what our life culture is also going to be, from a point of solution that we're going to bring into this world as well. If you click on the next slide, if you see right from step 1 to about step 4, 5, 6 we're talking about, these are various solutions that we offer as of today, and these are the solutions that you will be part of this growth in terms of providing the solutions back to the customer on a day-to-day basis as well. And together we'll make the solution as the next part of generation becoming $1 billion company in next 8.5 years as well. Yep. As Mr. Sachs said, you are the first. And first has a special meaning in our life, in our hearts, in terms of milestone as well. So if you see Tirunelveli being the first, we're going to replicate this model as a copy-paste into the rest of the world as well. And who knows, some of you guys, or maybe all of you guys, would be taking the learnings from here and moving to the rest of the world and telling, look, I did this on 2022 in July in Tirunelveli, and I want you to do it here in US or in UAE or in Malaysia or in anywhere else as well. So you would be part of this growth as Nure Park, where you will take the lessons from here and grow this to the rest of the world as well, and bring the culture back and to form the next phase of a Nure Park from that perspective as well. So with that, I congratulate you all. Thank you all. And I'm going to be coming here more often. You're part of my team. You have met a lot of guys with Arup, with Rajat, Mr. Harish Ramani, Mr. Nagendra, who all were part of the panel which we discussed with them. They're all part of my team. I make sure that I'm here more often. Every month, try to make this as my second home and working with you very closely in generating the next future of work as well. Thank you all and good luck.
நீங்க வானத்தை தொட்டுட்டு வந்த மாதிரி இருக்கா, மேகத்துக்கு போயிட்டு வந்த மாதிரி இருக்கா? சீஃப் கிளவுட் ஆஃபீஸர் மிஸ்டர் நிலேஷ் குப்தா, நீங்க எல்லாமும் அவரை மாதிரி பெரிய ஆளா வரலாம், முயற்சி பண்ணலாம். அடுத்ததா ஐம் கோயிங் டு கால் அப்பான் மிஸ்டர் ஜெய்சங்கர் சீதாராமன் ஃப்ரம் மைக்ரோகிராஃபியோ. Yes, sir, please.
Hi. Audible? Yeah. What I asked. Yeah? Yeah. நான் ஒரு 7-8 பாயிண்ட் பேசலான்னு வச்சுருந்தேன். ஆனால் இதுக்கு முன்னாடி பேசினவங்களோட பார்க்கும்போது அவங்கள வாயை பொழந்து கேட்கறதுலையே என்னுடைய டைம் போச்சு. ஆனால் ஒரு குட் திங் இஸ், அதோட அதிகமான பாயிண்ட்ஸை மிக அருமையாக எல்லாருமே கவர் பண்ணாங்க. எஸ்பெஷலி மிஸ்டர் விஷ்ணு. There is a brilliant way of explaining few things, like, the way you explained COVID, and, in fact, Mr. Prabhakaran also, brilliant way of explaining COVID, and, the way he was talking about Alva and Arva, and, told, the way he named the place. It's all brilliant. So I'll restrict my, Kutti speech to micrographio. Today it's a very, very remarkable day for all of us. I think our goals have all come together in terms of what we wanted to do. Micrographio is a social impact startup. ஒரு சமுதாய தாக்கத்தை உண்டாக்கணும்னு ஏற்படுத்தப்பட்ட ஒரு ஸ்டார்ட்அப் நிறுவனம். I'm proud to say that I'm a co-founder of that startup. What we said is, we will take corporates, especially thanks to, I don't know whether should I say thanks to COVID. In fact, Mr. Nilesh was saying, opportunities, come out of, such situations, right? Crisis. சொன்ன மாதிரி the pandemic opened the eyes of a lot, and they understood also the benefit of being closer to home, like Mr. Sriram was saying, or Sachs was saying. So we took that as our mission, a social impact mission, saying that, we will go to the corporates and take them to type 2 and type 3 cities. And, proud to say that, we have enrolled about 300 different cities, about 1,500 properties, out of which, we are already physically present in about 20-25, a couple of dozen locations in India, especially South. We are starting big time in South. We are in, Tirunelveli is one of our greatest achievement, definitely, because from a number perspective, I would say. We are in Trichy, Mysuru, we are working with governments also, beyond, Karnataka, beyond Bengaluru, and with the Tamil Nadu government. And I would request, Mr. Vishnu also to, see what else, how we can partner, how you could help us, so that, we can continue to do this mission. And thanks a lot for, 3i Infotech for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this journey. I think, this is what we want to do. And I want to quote one last thing, what Mr. Vishnu said again, giving back to the society. I think we all started a little late. but I think later latest didn't try one. Yeah. So, but yeah, we are very, very serious about it, and we are in this mission of going back. And thanks a lot for thanks 3I, thanks Mr. Prabhakar, thanks all the dignitaries, and a special thanks to Mr. Vishnu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. You've given us a beautiful place, supporting us in all our activities. Thank you so much. Next, I invite Mr. Harish Shenoy, Chief Performance Officer. அவர் என்ன பேச போறாரு? Talent is the key. Talentனா என்ன? திறமை. திறமை எங்க இருக்கு? இங்க உட்கார்ந்துட்டு இருக்கு இல்லையா? அந்த திறமையை பத்தி தான் பேச போறாரு. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. You'll have to tell me the last line in English also so that I can follow. It's the last line that you conveyed to them. Absolutely, absolutely. No two ways about it. Thank you for that, Uma. Thank you once again, honorable guest, for spending your time with us today here and motivating the kids here, butterflies as we call them now. So just to set the context, I think many of you all have already seen what 3I Infotech is, read about it. It's like 5,000 plus employees across the globe. Also to say that we are almost a 27-year-old organization, having our roots deep into banking, financial services, insurance, and now we are moving into cloud, the Internet of Things, cognitive AI, ML. So definitely as an organization, we want to get into areas where we can get good talent, promote them, take them to the global platform. So if you look at how we are charting our way there, is India, when you look at it, it's one of the 5th largest economy in the world, and it's one of the fastest growing as well. So we are part of the G20 countries, meaning that more jobs will be created in the upcoming years also. And when there are jobs which are coming up, we should have people to support those initiatives, these opportunities that are getting created in the country, so that it's more meaningful for us as an organization. If you look at statistics, as a country, we produce almost around 15 lakh engineers every year and 3 lakh management graduates. So having educated so many kids, students, and getting them out after 15, 16 years of rigorous education, competition, getting into the colleges, coming out of it, and then looking out for jobs. Are these kids really employable? Are they ready to get gainfully employed? So when we look at analysis, statistics there, so it's the digits are single digit numbers, that if there are 100 students coming out of a mechanical engineering course, there might be 5-7% who can directly go and get applied themselves to the education, to the work that they will be doing. Rest of them, there is still a big gap which needs to be bridged. Who will do that? That's the moot question, and that's where organizations like us have to come forward, bridge the gap, so that this balanced 93%, for example, in this case, are also gainfully employable. So that's what 3I Infotech is trying to do. So this is just to set the context as to how 3I wants to engage with tier 2, tier 3 cities and get it to the next level, so that we know there is potential, we know there is talent there. Communication is what, as everybody said, is what needs to be bridged. As they said, you need not necessarily be doctorate in English to communicate yourself. If you look at technology today, there are a lot of tools which you can use to communicate. You should be making yourselves conversant with these tools. So you need not be conversant in a language, but you can use the tools to communicate. And you can set yourself benchmarks as to how you want to map to the organization, to the markets, industries, and scale yourselves. So basically our Campus Connect initiative is getting proved here by having around 60-70 students already, and I think we are expanding up to 100 and 125 in the next month or so. As you 2 batches are already here, the other batches are also getting interviewed and shortlisted. We as an organization definitely are committed and want to take it to the next level. And as honorable guest said, character said that like we should also be looking at tier 3 or rural areas also. Definitely in the next 6 months, I would say, once this model proves itself, we are wanting to go there too. And we definitely need directions from you when we reach that milestones there. So as an organization, I would not say that we are only talking about it. I think the intent is here when we have set up a center, right? And we definitely want it to the next level also. And as part of the senior management, we would want to commit ourselves to the next level also and take it forward so that we bridge that gap too. So that's setting the context as to how we are applying to it. And this team here will be the youngest team in this organization of almost 6,000 employees globally. Okay, so now just to set the context for you guys, in a family, the youngest kid is one who will be looked up to for all the mischief that they do, for all the new things that they do, and how the word gets spread in the family and neighbors and abroad. So that's the sort of focus that you guys will be having by the organization. So everybody would want to know how this Tirunelveli Center is setting up. In addition to that, when the young kids get new toys, the others will start looking at it in a more introspective way. And if you look at it, you're getting the latest toys. That's the cloud to play around with. Okay, so there will be even more focus as to how you're going to apply yourselves to the toys and how you're going to take it forward. So there's a big challenge for you. Obviously, we are there to support you in achieving what needs to be done there. But I think there has to be proactive initiatives from your side to work closely with the team here and also back in the corporate as to what are the additional features. Support that you want to reach that milestone where you all want to call yourselves true IT professionals and who can also start giving back to the societies after a point of time. So I'm just leaving those parting thoughts with you so that there is equal ownership, accountability from your side to be joining us in this initiative and make it a big success. So I want to complete my 2 words here and over to you, Uma. Thank you. Thank you, kids.
Thank you so much, sir. என்ன புரிஞ்சது இப்ப எல்லாருக்கும் செல்ல பிள்ளைகளா நீங்க 6,000 ஸ்ட்ராங் கம்பெனில நீங்க தான் சின்ன பசங்க எல்லார் கண்ணும் உங்க மேல தான் இருக்க போகுது நீங்க என்ன பண்றீங்க எப்படி பண்றீங்க எவ்வளவு ப்ரோஆக்டிவா இருக்கீங்க உங்களுக்கு சொல்லி கொடுக்கிற விஷயங்களை எவ்வளவு சீக்கிரம் படிக்கிறீங்க உங்களுக்கு என்ன டாய் கொடுத்துருக்கோன்னு சொன்னாங்க இப்போ டெக்னாலஜில ட்ரெண்டிங்கா இருக்கிற கிளவுட் the cloud is in the palm of your hands நீங்க ப்ரோஆக்டிவா என்னெல்லாம் பண்ண போறீங்க நீங்க செல்ல பிள்ளைகள் தான் செல்லம் கொஞ்சம் மட்டும் போராது you have to perform அப்படின்னு சீஃப் பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் ஆஃபீஸர் மிஸ்டர் ஹரீஷ் சொல்லியிருக்காரு மனசுல வச்சுக்கோங்க நல்லா பண்ணுங்க நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுங்க அடுத்ததா நம்ம சில ஏவிக்கள் பார்க்க போறோம் we are going to watch people address us very important people again we have Mr. Vacha from Oracle Cloud JPAC.
Hello 3i Infotech. My name is Suresh Ranganathan. I work for Teachers Federal Credit Union.
This is Mr. Suresh Ranganathan, CTO. நம்ம கஸ்டமரோடைய வாய்ஸ் நம்ம கஸ்டமர் நம்மளோட சந்தோஷப்படுறாங்கன்னா அது எவ்வளோ சந்தோஷம் நமக்கு Teachers and
as Chief Technology Officer. 3i Infotech is one of our strategic partners, helping teachers with our data and analytics in account opening platform, APIs that connect with various enterprise systems, and with our database management operation. I am taking this opportunity today to sincerely express my appreciation to all the deliverables and commitment from 3i Infotech to Teachers Federal Credit Union. I had the great opportunity to connect and work with many of your leaders, including Mr. Thompson, Mr. Sachs Krishna, Mr. Nilesh Gupta on various occasions. They all are great leaders who will progress this company in the digital age. Their leadership will help employees to reach their true potential. When I think about Tirunelveli, I think about the Nallayapar temple, Iruttukadayalva, Thamarabarni River. But going forward, I will also be thinking about the Tiliconveli Tech Park. I am glad that 3i Infotech is launching their new COE in Nellai. I wish you all a great success, and I'm thankful to all the employees who are committed to the teacher's strategic roadmap. Thank you.
பேசினது யாரு? தங்கைகளா பேசினது யாரு? நம்ம கஸ்டமர். கஸ்டமர் சொல்றதை விட பெரிய புகழ் எதுவுமே கிடையாது உலகத்துல. அது இப்பவே புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. அடுத்தது we have Chief of VP of Oracle, Mr. Vacha JPAC Oracle Cloud in the next AV.
I'm Hua Chong. I lead the Oracle JPAC ISV team. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate 3i Infotech for setting up 100-seater facilities in India for grooming fresh talent in areas of new and emerging technologies. Young talent like you are entering the workforce at a very interesting time. Almost all industry and every facet of our life is now touched by cloud computing. Whether we are ordering medicine, or playing games, or doing online banking, just about everything else you can imagine. As reliance on remote access to services and solutions continue to grow, so will the need for talented IT experts with specialized computing skill. A recent survey research forecasts a staggering 1.6 trillion revenue across the entire cloud sector by 2030. What that means is a flurry of job opening as cloud architect, cloud engineer, cloud automation, cloud network engineers for the next several years. Oracle is absolutely committed to you and 3i's success and continue to innovate and lead in cloud computing technology space. Whether you want to explore and excel yourself as a cloud native development enterprise-grade data management system, big data system, blockchain, AI, ML technologies, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure offers you a platform to learn and excel in all areas. With the Oracle Cloud services and tools, you can be developing cloud-based services, microservices that define the underpinning of enterprise financial system, new age payment system, supply chain solution, industry 4.0 implementation, and emerging technology solutions like blockchain, AI, 5G, as well as chatbots. Once again, I'm very excited about the launch of this Center of Excellence and wish all of you very promising and bright technology career ahead. Thank you.
Dear Nuva, பேசினது யாரு? From Oracle Cloud. இது என்ன சென்டர்? Oracle 3i Infotech Nure Park Center powered by Oracle Cloud. அவர் என்ன சொல்லியிருக்காரு? A lot of technology, just like Sachs and others and Nilesh sir பேசின மாதிரி, he also repeated that. சௌமியா சொன்னாங்க overwhelming. கேட்கும் போதே overwhelming-ஆ இருக்கு. This is what is in front of you. I just have one more quote to share, a bite to share. We don't have an audio or video. Mr. V.R. Muthu, CMD of Idayam Group of Companies, very native to Virudhunagar in our region of Tirunelveli only. He heard about this. He couldn't be here because he's got some duties as a Rotary governor. He said, it's a brilliant idea. It's the need of the hour. It's going to give back to community and society. I will be watching you. All the best. So, inge ulla periya tholil niruvanam, a large business group is watching you. So that is our future. Now I call upon Mr. Sriram, to please give a memento to our dear District Collector. I would say Honorable District Collector. I'm taking the liberty of saying dear District Collector, going by the vibes he's generated. It's time to give thanks to him. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your inspiration. Thank you for your presence. Adutadu, we request Mr. Sax Krishna to give a memento to Mr. Sriram, our board member. We have come to the end of a beautiful evening. We now have the vote of thanks, national anthem, and yes, we all need some refreshment. So vote of thanks over to HR head, Shilpa, whom all of you have been meeting and interacting with. VP HR, Shilpa Pai.
Hey, hi, good evening everyone. Yes. So I think it is always pleasure having all of you with us, and I think it is all the way it gives us more happiness to see that joy, happiness in all of you, and in fact this is a great beginning for all of us, starting with this center. Thanks Mr. Vishnu, taking time from your busy schedule and coming here to grace this occasion. It was truly inspiring the way you have mentioned your approach and your thought process, and I think this is motivating all our coming youth, our butterflies. Thanks to our CEO, Mr. Thompson, who came up with this dream of having this center here, and all our board of directors and our executive team members believing in this dream. Thanks to Nilesh, who is a sponsorship of this entire program, and our CMO Rangapriya, who has actually filled in the colors and the liveliness to make this, to create this entire Nure Park. So thanks, Priya. Besides this, I think it would be unjust if I don't thank Micrographic, especially Sundar, Karthik, Jerome, and the entire team of Micrographic, who could actually help us in making this dream successful. Last but not least, thanks to Mr. Prabhakaran, who has actually created this entire great infrastructure and helping us to make this dream a reality. So thank you all of you.
Let us rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you everyone, and yeah. So all of you be seated please for a moment. Please be seated, please, all of you, please be seated. Till the dignitaries move away from here, just please be seated. Thanks very much for your cooperation. Please be seated, please. Please be seated. Nilesh is interacting, so I just don't want to disturb. So high tea we have, and people, dignitaries in the first 2 rows, please ensure that you just get in. Yep, here, I know, yep.
சரி இருக்கிறேங்க.
ஃபோட்டோ எடுத்துட்டு வாங்க.